The social engineers that control our planet are arrogant. They're counting on your naive mindset. They're counting on you to not learn history and to not read the books they write, the publications they put out, the white papers they publish. They are counting on this. Going back to the mid-1990s, this is on record, even Wall Street Journal, Ken Lay, Al Gore, the Rothschild family, the Rockefellers, on record, came out with a plan to start global carbon taxes as another level of Ponzi scheme. Just like in 1913, the private banks took over the U.S., and for $1 to be created, now $1 of debt had to be created, paid to them, instead of Congress controlling the issuance of currency and credit. So that's how they were able to take over the world. They had England before that, going back to 1215, and been able to dominate the planet since then through this fraud. Now, they're pushing the carbon tax. They're brainwashing the kids from Australia to the United States. Don't worry about genetic engineering. Don't worry about nuclear weapons. Worry about carbon dioxide that plants respirate from and then put off oxygen that we breathe, part of the carbon cycle. Light, water, carbon dioxide, and of course oxygen. And they've done major studies where you can go out and ask a crowd of people at a park, hey, let's ban dihydrogen monoxide, and over 90% will say yes, ban it, because the name sounds scary. Of course, dihydrogen monoxide is water. Same thing with what we see going on with sodium chloride. Tell folks, let's ban that for the earth. They will agree. It's table salt. Now, every day I see news like this. And a few months ago, I sent Aaron Dykes and Paul Watson of Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com to Bilderberg in St. Moritz, Switzerland, and the police tried to harass people, threatened to arrest folks, gave them tickets for no reason. Because this is the global elite there. The Defense Secretary of the U.S., the head of NATO, all these top British ministers meeting. Now, I wanted to show you this Daily Mail article that came out today. Peter Mandelson parties with his super rich chums again, and the security guards definitely don't want you to see him. And of course, this guy is a former top level guy in the British government. He's set reportedly to be the person they're going to position to be the next prime minister. There were a bunch of other big CEOs and the former head of BP and people that were there at the meeting. But it was the birthday party of Nat Rothschild, or Nathan Rothschild. Here he is right here. This is a guy pushing the global carbon taxes on you and your family. He's got his cousins putting out, David de Rothschild putting out books teaching kids that all the polar bears are going to die if you don't pay the private central banks direct taxes directly to the private banks. And as you scroll down here, here he is, and here's Lord Mandelson, who had the goons come grab the media's cameras and erase them because they don't want you to know that he's there, just like they did at Bilderberg. And if you come down here, here's the little island that they were staying at, and they all flew there, of course, by private jet. And then here's just one of the yachts that, well, I guess some flew there. Others came in their private yachts. Here's one of the yachts, the Queen K, cost, of course, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. And they'll have more yachts, don't worry, because you're going to be paying your carbon taxes to them, and they're lecturing you on record that you shouldn't be able to take a hot bath. In fact, the Prince of Wales has been calling for that. Prince Charles, his father, the Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Philip has openly called to reduce world population by 80% because they've fraudulently stolen the world. Real Ponzi scheme operators don't go to jail like Ponzi, or they don't get in trouble like Madoff. They're little nothings. They burn a few little low-level nobodies. Real Ponzi scheme operators take over society, take over the whole world, bankrupt all of Europe. And openly, these trillions of tax money that Europeans and Americans are paying goes to the derivatives they created, and then we pay them taxes on the money we bail them out with. And of course they're laughing. It's all a big joke. So they got private jets. Prince Charles and his dad have their own, 2 private trains, dozens and dozens of palatial palaces, and they're telling British pensioners they shouldn't be able to have heat in the winter, and they shouldn't be able, that's on record, or they shouldn't be able to take a hot bath. Now, here they are over here with their yachts and their supermodels and all of it. It's totally disgusting. There's the former head of BP. He's still a big exec in it. He was meeting all these other big gold baron tycoons who are the only ones that can get governments like Canada to allow them to mine. That's how it works. It's all about selective enforcement. But here's the deal. They hate the public. They're always going to secluded islands and armored retreats. That's why they have this obsession with world population reduction, because they've stolen the world. They've created over 1,000 times derivatives what there is in real assets in the world. So they've already gotten the whole world through fraud. And they only use money now and taxation as a way to control and consolidate and destroy society. I wanted to show you some more articles on this. Here's Global Research, 3 years ago, and it has all the links to all the federal filings. Vice Chairman of Rothschild, carbon trading must be globally regulated. And again, it's paid to that private mega central bank. It's the main Rothschild bank that you have to buy the carbon taxes from in Chicago and in London. Here's ABC News Rural. This is ABC News of Australia, their big national news system. Bank accepts carbon credits as currency. Merchant Bank, Rothschild, Australia. They announced a year ago they're taking half the farmland of the Australian people off limits, already developed. They're going totally bankrupt. They don't care. And then only their friends are allowed to operate, just like General Electric can build new coal power plants, but their competition is then shut down here in the U.S. Or Obama's people don't have to get health insurance for their employees, but everybody else does with the waivers. This is how this mafia is taking over. So they can have 4 or 5 children. They can, just like Ted Turner, he has 5 kids, dozens of jets, biggest landowner in the U.S. But you can't have your little apartment. They are selling you on slavery. And here's Bloomberg Business Week on the Chicago Climate Exchange. You can read about all the people involved in it, like Al Gore and, of course, Barack Obama. This is the biggest joke in the world, literally paying them to be able to breathe. I want to finish this video, but I'm going to be covering it more on the radio today, 4 to 6 p.m. Sundays, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central. Weekdays. You can check your Greenwich Mean Time worldwide if you want, but the point is we're always restreaming the latest show at Infowars.com. But I had this epiphany today studying anthropology and also archaeology, a few of my little side hobby pastimes to understand human development, that the globalists push social Darwinism, saying no matter how many people we kill, no matter what evil things we